Hi, how's it going? My name is Owen O'Donnell and I am one of 3 developers for Fomorian Studios working on our first title, Exodomia. I'm making this video to talk through our game that we've got so far, showcasing all of the features that we have in place. And just to summarize real quick what Exodomia is, Exodomia is an open world first person shooter set on a hostile alien planet inhabited by robots, where survival means exploration, combat and discovery. So to just preface before I get into this video, everything that I'm going to discuss and showcase has all been developed from scratch in-house by the 3 developers, myself, Adam and Wesley. This ranges all the way from the models that you see, to the textures, to the landscape, to the code, to the music, to the animations and the rigs, everything. Everything is built from scratch using the various softwares that we have access to at the moment. So without further ado, I'm going to get into the gameplay loop and showcase everything that we have set up for that so far. So the gameplay loop. The gameplay loop cycles between 3 different core aspects, those being exploration, combat and reward. So to begin with, we're going to talk about the exploration aspect of the loop. The world you see in front of you is what we've named Salakar 5. What we've done here is tried to create as many different looking environments as we can, offering fresh and exciting areas to explore. So you're never guaranteed to have the same areas looking too similar. Everything is just brand new and unique as you explore further and further into this world. From the beginning, the player is granted a compass, and it's up to them to decide whether or not they want to follow this, if they want to just go down the route of exploring, getting some cool loot, weapons and stuff like that, or follow the main storyline, which leads to the first level, which we will get into in a combat stage. As you can see in front of you, the levels that we have so far ranges from all different types. The very first one being the crash site, which kind of ties into the story at the beginning of the opening sequence when you are in a ship with your crew. Then we go over to the bunker compound, which is a whole new different feel with these built up structures and facilities you have to go in and out of, which offer brand new enemy types, ways of combating enemies, and there's a boss at the end of it as well, which we will get into later. There is also stuff like the underground laboratories that we see here in front of us. In the other levels that you've seen so far, it's all kind of the above ground, nature, jungle, overgrown areas, whereas this offers a different vibe of being kind of deep underground, cold metal facilities, which is just an entirely different feel. And then lastly as well, which we have are the caves, and the caves are kind of scattered throughout, ranging from sizes of small ones just being for fun explorations, and the larger ones being more kind of story narrative driven areas. So for combat, we wanted to make our combat feel as grounded and progressive for the player as possible. And what I mean by that is having the player being forced to fight through linear combat zones, faced with a variety of different enemy types. So each level is blended within the environment. As you walk up to it, the level kind of begins and are faced with the first wave of enemies. Our main enemy type is the rifle-equipped robot, and the AI that we've coded for these enemies allow them to push up towards the player, take position behind cover, and incrementally decide when to stand up and shoot, and then duck back down. We also designed to allow these guys to have varying types of dismemberment, with each providing unique death animations to help give them a more grounded feel within the world that they are in. With those being the most common types, there are also enemies that we've developed, such as the drones, whose sole purpose is to get into the player's face and cause kind of like a distraction while they're fighting the other enemies, and the chargers, who are heavy hitting damage emitters, which requires the players to keep their distance and try and tackle those enemies in a different way altogether. And lastly, rewards. Rewards can be different depending on the stage at which the player is at in our game. These can range between a variety of different options, such as brand new weapons for them to play with, health bonuses so that they don't die as easily, shield bonuses as well, either further story progression, so this encourages the player to continue playing our game, or expanding side missions, so if the player wants to take a break for a little while and go and explore the world that we created and do some more fun little small missions, they can do that too. So that kind of concludes our loop as a whole, as it brings us back around to the exploration element of the game, and it just kind of continues the cycle. And lastly, just to discuss a little bit extra we have going here, we also have fully working bosses in our game. Our first boss, in front of you here, is a 4-legged robotic enemy, packed with 3 different attack phases. Each phase introduces a new attacking style that the player has to learn and combat in order to defeat it. Between each phase, which is cued by dealing enough damage to the boss then retreats, spawning some charger minions to come and attack the player, giving you a break between the different phases. And that's it. Thank you very much for taking the time and consideration, and we look forward to hearing from you soon. Goodbye.